Ladies and gentlemen, the event will now begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please take your seats. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. That's the first time that ever worked. Thank you for being here for the 2023 Athena Awards program of Greater Pittsburgh. I was going to say please take your seats, but you're already there. We have a packed show, and we cannot wait to get things started. My name is Allison Kaharick. I'm with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. I am not your host. I am not your MC. I am not your guest speaker. You probably won't see me after this. We have a beautiful show planned for you this afternoon, and it is timed to the minute, which is why we're starting 5 minutes earlier than normal. I'm kicking things off by saying, for the first time in 5 years, it's a long time, the Girl Scouts of Western Pennsylvania, Troop 16388, are here with us today to begin our event with a flag ceremony. So please turn your attention to the front of the room so the real program can begin.
Color Guard attention. Color Guard advance. Color Guard post the colors. Color Guard salute the colors. We present the flag of your country. Please rise and join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to its republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard dismissed.
Okay, hello everyone. What a way to start this event today, so thank you so much. I know that many of the current and past finalists and Athena Award recipients have ties to the Girl Scouts, and I'm so glad they can join us this year to begin our show. So my name is Audrey Russo. I'm the President and CEO of the Pittsburgh Technology Council, and I'm gonna start by echoing what was said earlier by Allison Kaharick. We have a packed program, and time is of the essence, so I'm gonna make this snappy. While you get started, will you please get started on your salads? Just please, because lunch is gonna be coming out soon. And so I wanna thank my team at the Tech Council. I mentioned Allison, she came off and kicked this off, and she just has done all the behind the scenes work. But we also have like 8 remarkable women here today, deserving, who are leaving their mark on our region and making it better. So ladies, we cannot wait to share with you and everyone else your stories today. So I'd also like to thank the Athena Host Committee. Simply put, yes, woohoo. You know, simply put, this group helps us keep the wheels turning every year. They donate their time and energy to monthly committee meetings, they help promote the nomination process, and they often nominate women themselves. And many of their companies also sponsor this annual event. We're truly grateful for their continued involvement in keeping women's leadership and mentorship program thriving in Pittsburgh. So speaking of programming, in addition to the Athena Awards, at the Tech Council, we offer a few things for women and young girls. We have a launch program that helps transform the natural curiosity of high school girls into a voice of leadership in the STEM industry. So additionally, our Apprenti PGH program offers IT apprenticeships to eliminate barriers commonly faced by tech-interested individuals from underrepresented groups. And finally, our Edge Leadership Women's Leadership Program is a 9-month transformative offering geared towards mid-career women who are looking to develop their next-level leadership in a supportive and engaging environment. And you're going to hear from our dear friend and partner, Christy Uffelman, of Edge Leadership Solutions when she takes the stage as our MC in a moment. So to learn more about any of these programs, please visit the links that you'll find in today's program, and appreciate all of your support. So finally, I need to highlight and thank the companies and the organizations who truly make this annual event possible, and that's our sponsors. And they are part of our ecosystem. So we have presenting sponsors, Highmark and Allegheny Health Network, and UPMC Health Plan. Diamond sponsor, Citizens Bank. Champagne toast sponsor, Schneider Downs. So right now, I invite you to raise a glass on behalf of Schneider Downs, and please stand if you are a past Athena or Athena Young Professional nominee, a finalist or recipient, and I'll ask this year's nominees and finalists to stand as well. You are the reason we are here today. So how about some standing right now? We have a photo booth sponsor, thanks to Buchanan. We have gold sponsors, Eaton, PPG Industry, Tier 1 Performance. Silver sponsors include 84 Lumber, BNY Mellon, BCG, Comcast, Duquesne Light Company, Fort Pitt Capital, Lewis Plung & Company, Mitsubishi Electric Power Products Incorporated, Pittsburgh Regional Transit, PNC, Sheets, Beatrice, and our production partner, who they made the most beautiful finalist videos you're about to see, and that's Skinny Time Media. Our AV partner and our longtime friends, MediaQuest, and our media sponsor is WTAE. So listen, that is all I have. Thank you for being here. I cannot wait for you to learn more about our incredible finalists. And for now, I'd like to welcome our guest speaker. We have a guest speaker. Her name is Tracy Costa. She is the president and CEO of Athena International. I'd like to welcome Tracy, and I want to thank you all for being part of this amazing community.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Audrey. I'm excited to join you today to celebrate the 2023 Athena and Athena Young Professional Award. The finalists are going to be before you soon, and soon we'll have award recipients. We are grateful for the continued success of this event. Athena International is a catalyst for developing diverse, transformative leaders worldwide through our leadership programs that ignite, inspire, and celebrate girls, women, and allies. It all started 40 years ago when Martha Mayhood Mertz, our founder, was told that women are not leaders. She obviously felt otherwise. I'm really grateful for that. Armed with the belief that if women were recognized for their leadership achievements, that they could no longer be dismissed. And in our founder's vision, Athena International has honored nearly 8,000 trailblazers and change makers who are opening doors of leadership opportunities for women and girls around the world. Just like right here in the greater Pittsburgh area. At the heart of everything we do are the 8 principles of enlightened leadership. Live authentically, learn constantly, build relationships, foster collaboration, act courageously, advocate fiercely, and give back. I think that we can all agree that society has made impressive strides since Martha's epiphany in 1982. However, the World Economic Forum predicts it will take a staggering 132 years to achieve gender parity. We clearly are still facing complex challenges, making the necessity for leaders that embody these 8 principles more crucial now than ever for guiding businesses, families, and communities through these turbulent times. Since March 27th, I have been living the life of a digital nomad, traveling the world on behalf of Athena International. We're on a mission to expand awareness for Athena, and we are strengthening the relationships with our local award communities and amplifying those local leaders by launching our upcoming Athena YouTube channel, which will chronicle my conversations with the change makers and trailblazers who are in the trenches doing the work to elevate women and girls. I've been learning a great deal from these conversations, and there have been profound common threads as I've traveled over 10,000 miles in the last several months. And those common threads are that many have lost their authentic self at some point, and many still struggle with imposter phenomenon or self-acceptance, self-care, wrestling with work-life harmony, or feeling that their current career is unfulfilling. The other common thread, as a society, we have lost the ability to be compassionate and curious, especially in conflict. This is why Athena is driven to bring an empathetic-based, compassionate, and inclusive leadership culture to the workplace, and why we continue to partner with local organizations like the Pittsburgh Technology Council, who shares our mission to change the leadership narrative. Most traditional leadership development is focused on teaching people management, but management is different than leadership. It doesn't teach how to foster personal growth and development in ourselves or others. Today, we are celebrating the leaders making a difference right here in your community. The Athena and the Athena Young Professional Awards have been globally recognized as some of the most prestigious accolades for professional excellence, providing valuable service to actively empowering women. I am honored to be in the company of today's finalists who absolutely exemplify the Athena principles. Thank you for letting me share your joy and your energy today. I am going to turn things over to our MC for the afternoon, Christy Heffelman of Edge Leadership Solutions. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Hello, Pittsburgh. Let me hear some noise. So there is a great line that reads, "And the time came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." This is pretty much how it has been for me, both personally and professionally. And I would bet that's how it is for most people. We are gathered here together today to celebrate the impact that we can have when we give ourselves permission to be big and bold in our lives, when we push ourselves out of our comfort zones. Because here's the thing about comfort zones: nothing ever grows there. I joined the Athena Committee in 2010, and I can promise you this: being involved in Athena has changed my life. Hi, I'm Christy Effelman. I'm the founder and CEO of Edge Leadership, and we build peer-to-peer mentoring and coaching circles inside companies and across industries, driving retention and promotion rates to build a more sustainable and inclusive talent pipeline all the way to the C-suite. And I tell you that because it is very likely that I would not be standing here today doing the work that we do had I not been in this room 10 years ago and been awarded the Young Athena Professional Award. Athena taught me how to challenge the status quo, not just in my own life, but here in this region and quite frankly, in the world. You know, I'm a reinvention coach for leaders and teams, and I believe that leadership development, as Tracy just said, needs to be turned inside out. The internal source from where our external behaviors are born. Think of it like this. How do we grow the person to grow the leader? And that's what I love about Athena, is that we fully embody this dynamic philosophy. And we believe, in the words of my mentor, Dr. Brené Brown. Does that name sound familiar to anybody in the house? Do I have any Brené Brown fans? I will tell you she is everything you think she is and more. But what she taught me is that who we are is how we lead. So I am honored to serve as your MC as we celebrate 8 powerhouse women who bring all of themselves to their field, both personal and professional. Because, by the way, we are whole people, my friends, and who endeavor every day to change their companies, this region, and the world, ensuring that it is more equitable and inclusive for us all. So, speaking of those 8 women, will our 8 2023 finalists please stand? Let's give them a round of applause. That's what I'm talking about. So, my friends, now that you know what they look like, I invite you to stay after our event and connect with those faces. And since we have a packed program, I assure you that there will be time left over for networking. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention that Athena season also marks the kickoff of applications for the Pittsburgh Tech Council Edge Coaching Experience. It launches in January of each year, every year, for the last 8 years, where we bring together 24 mid-career women from across North America who are ready to challenge the status quo in their lives, ready to find meaning and purpose again, not for the woman that you were pre-pandemic times, but for the leader you are becoming right now. Ready to have and find the impact you want to have in your organization, in this region, and the world. So, lunch is coming out right now, and we will resume our programming very shortly. And you've heard Allison say it, you've heard Audrey say it, and now it's my turn. We have a beautifully packed show for you today. And we did not want to cut down on all of the amazing and inspirational videos that we know bring you back year after year to hear the stories and the lives of these women. So in order to ensure that there was enough time for that, we had to cut some time somewhere. And so the traditional lunch break has been decreased this year. But the amazing wait staff here at the West End will be working their magic to keep taking care of us while I move the show along. So, one last question before I let you go. How many folks are here for the very first time? Make some noise. Let's hear where you are. All right, so my first time in this room was 20 years ago this year, and I was an early career professional. My eyes were full of ambition. My heart was in need of inspiration. And I haven't missed an Athena day since. So as you eat, I invite you, if you had someone at your table who it's a first timer, I invite you to share why you come back year after year and maybe give them a little something to look forward to when I join the stage. Enjoy your lunch, and I will see you in a few moments. All right, my friends, come on back to me, come on back to me. Because it is time to get this celebration started. All right, so please continue to enjoy your meals as we really crank things up a notch. Our sponsor from Highmark Health will take the stage in just a moment. And I'm gonna give you a moment to come on back to me. Thank you. So, a quick reminder, and this is where our newbies are going to take the lead from the folks at the tables who have been here before. When you see the video reels, we know you're going to want to clap after every video for these incredible women, but in the interest of time, remember we want to save time at the end for you to meet all of the women. Please hold your applause until the end of the entire video reel. All right, so everybody give me your eyes for a second. We're all on the same page, right? We're gonna, no matter how inspired you are from the videos, and you know Skinny Ty knows how to do them well, hold your applause to the end, and then I fully expect that this room is going to erupt in applause for our Young Athena finalists. So now please join me in welcoming Kenya Boswell from Highmark Health to the stage.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. I see all of my friends out here, and thank you, Christy. I had one request to have an amazing walkout song, and I think that walkout song was pretty amazing. So let's give it a round of applause for my walkout song. Thank you. I'm Kenya Boswell, Senior Vice President of Community Affairs at Highmark Health, and it is truly an honor to be here again this year on behalf of Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, Allegheny Health Network, and the thousands of women that represent more than 70% of our workforce. And again, the thousands of women that represent more than 70% of our workforce. I would like to express my deep appreciation to the Athena Awards Host Committee, Pittsburgh Technology Council, and to all of you for being here today to support this year's finalists. Being in the healthcare space, we see firsthand the leading roles healthcare leaders play in providing valuable care for individuals and families within our communities. So often we see amazing women setting the example in every corner of the healthcare industry by demonstrating tremendous dedication, mentorship, and leadership. We are proud to encourage, support, and uplift all women in the communities we serve. We also promote mentorship and leadership within our own companies through our Women's Business Resource Group, Women of Highmark. This internal group offers personal and professional initiatives to attract, develop, and retain women in leadership roles. It is a tremendous resource to share information, volunteer, mentor, and learn from our peers. This year's finalists are among many that set the bar high for exuding excellence, commitment to community, and uplifting others. Again, it is truly an honor to be here, and congratulations to you all. And now, please sit back and relax while getting to know this year's finalists in the Athena Young Professional Award category. Thank you.
Thank you. I've really always had a connection with Athena and the wisdom and the power that she brings to situations. And I'm really excited not only to see myself be able to embrace those qualities, but to give those things and help other girls and women find that power, find that voice, find that wisdom, and use it to keep passing on. I am Pittsburgh born and raised, and I am a lifelong learner and community servant. I have a real passion for community building and making sure that the people in my community really have the resources that they need to have the best experience in the city and beyond.
I think Christine's leadership style is what I would call a servant leader. She is absolutely humble. She is not one that seeks the limelight. She is all about empowerment. And I think she looks for how she can help and how she can help other people be successful around her.
We're all kind of facing the same challenges around the world. We just have different sets of resources, different geopolitical circumstances. But if we take that time to work together, that's where the real magic starts to happen. At Strong Women, Strong Girls, we have a multi-generational approach to mentorship. In my role as Program and Community Engagement Coordinator, I work really hard to make sure that, we have a very good communication and relationships with our schools, with our universities, with our community partners, and making sure that we get the word out there about our program and all that it has to offer, and to make sure that it keeps growing and finding innovative and more relevant ways to bring our mission to other spaces.
I think Christine is passionate and committed to mentoring women because she's been there. She's a terrific example of a woman that is just tremendously successful, and it wasn't handed to her. She's blazed that path for herself, and I think that she knows that she can help people coming along in life behind her to blaze their own paths.
I'm a firm believer in the quote of "be who you needed when you were younger," and I'm so blessed to be in a place where I can look back and reflect on who I needed and recognize who I needed, and also be in a place where I can be that person, or I can help to create that person, or I can find that person. And it's the most empowering feeling I've ever experienced in my life, and I want to continue to share that with other people. Some of my most exciting projects are actually coming through my work with the Confluence Ballet. I serve as their Vice President of Operations and Community Building.
Christine's biggest impact as part of our board of directors at Confluence Ballet is just her great ability to work with our dancers. She's probably the ideal choice for the person to really interact directly and be the interface between our board of directors and our dance team.
Because it is a dancer-run company, we do have company artists who rehearse and perform full-time, but those same artists also perform all the administrative tasks, marketing, development, choreography. That's unusual, and it's very, very hectic, very difficult to coordinate. And at this time, we are unpaid. So there is a lot of real commitment to our social mission here, which is inclusion and equity and art for social justice, art for change, and also making ballet relevant again.
Every time I see her in action, I'm just more impressed. I can't imagine what life would be like if we hadn't crossed paths, because she's a force. She's just working really hard to make our community a better place. I'm gonna get emotional talking about it. But yeah, her leadership style is one that you don't feel led. You feel empowered by her, and then you feel like you can move forward.
Being a finalist for the Young Athena Award, I already feel like I've won. I am just so excited to know that what I'm doing is working, and that and to look around and see the people who I'm in the room with and working with, and realize that real change is happening, and to know that an award like this and an opportunity like this really shines a light on those things that we're doing as a community, so that it can continue to grow and develop.
I think it's important to mentor other women and young girls, because that is what I had growing up, and it comes so natural to me to keep doing it. It's what I love. I'm 26 years old. I have a cat named Jazz. I graduated from University of Pitt at Greensburg in December 2019. My dad was a big influence on my career path. He is one of the hardest working people I know, him and my mom, and my dad had to sacrifice a lot to give me and my brother opportunities in life.
Miranda, she's very quiet, first of all, very poised, very professional, and the more you learn about her, you discover how dedicated she is, and everybody that describes her, if you work with her or know her otherwise, describes these two characteristics: incredibly patient and incredibly caring.
I started at Lewis Plumbing Company in January 2020, and I'm currently there as an audit supervisor.
Miranda in her department is the most requested mentor.
I'm lucky enough to work at a firm with some strong women in leadership above me, and even the ones below me, I want to help empower them and see them grow and give them the stepping stones they need to get where they want to be in their career.
She builds their confidence, she builds their self-esteem, and then what happens is they know they can succeed. Things like take the CPA exam, you can do it, you can pass it. That's the way she mentors people at work. And I think in their professional career, some of the mentees that I've seen in the office would not have the skill sets they have without her help.
I started gravitating towards supporting women when I was 16 years old. I was a captain of the Golden Triangles.
I was talking to Miranda, and she was mentioning to me that she works with a couple of groups. And in the conversation, she said to me, "Oh, I spend 20 hours a week working with the students from July through October." And I thought I misunderstood, because who spends 20 hours a week volunteering for one group? And she just acted like it was a normal thing. Of course you just donate 20 hours of your time to one organization. And then I thought, that's incredible.
My role in Golden Triangles and East Allegheny is to work with them, teach them how to dance, flag, rifle, but also we work one-on-one with them, kind of get them to find out who they are, get them into those leadership positions, and kind of find the structure they need in their life.
What amazes me is the volume. So I think that's where she's really making an impact. Remember, she's 26. She has one-on-one mentored over 50 people. One-on-one. So all of those people have gained self-confidence and esteem. I have never seen somebody her age have that much of an impact.
There are 3 sisters that are very near and dear to me. They were kind of raised by their grandma. Their dad was in and out of prison, and I always felt like a big sister to them. And now seeing them grow up and being involved with Triangles and East Allegheny, like they are in college, they are doing great, and it means honestly the world to me to see them become who they are.
I think the reason Miranda does what she does and she spends so much time and mentors so many people is that when she was 6 years old, she became part of a group called the Golden Triangles Performance Ensemble. And she credits that group and the mentors that were in that group with shaping who she is today. She knows how much help girls that age need to gain self-esteem and gain confidence, and she knows she can do it, so she looks at it like she's giving back.
When I joined when I was 6 years old, I was shy and quiet, and I made friends throughout it, but even then, I never really stepped outside of my comfort zone until I became a captain. I really had to take leadership, learn how to make quick decisions, and advocate for all the women in the group too. The best way to uplift other women is to be the example for them. I'm lucky enough to have great leadership above me that are women, and I want to be that for not only the girls I'm mentoring outside of work, but the women I'm mentoring at work too. I do these things out of fun and pure enjoyment, so to see other people recognize what I'm doing and all the time I'm putting in, I'm absolutely honored to be recognized for the Young Athena Award.
The reason I think I like to develop women, and it's not even just women, anybody who I see have the potential to get to where they want to go, is because the only way that I feel like humanity can get to the next level is if everybody offer the help whenever we can. Without people helping me, I will never get to where I am today. When I was young, I told my parents I want to go to the United States one day and then find a career there, potentially live there. That seems to be an impossible dream. My parents are regular workers. They have no financial means to support me, but they appreciate the fact I have aspiration. So along the way, my dad helped me to find female mentors that can help me understand what is it that this vague dream I have really means, and what does it take for me to get there?
Yachi is one of the most energetic people that I've ever met. She's a driver. I think it's inherent in her personality to be a very curious person and to want to learn.
I came to the United States 11 years ago to pursue my chemistry PhD degree in University of Michigan. I went from a professional trained chemist to be in the marketing department, so I made a leap of faith because I believe in myself. Right now, I am working at PPG in the global marketing department as a product manager.
It was very evident early on that she was just gonna take off. Her mental acuity is just sky high. She learns so fast, and because she's so curious, she absorbs a lot. She asks lots of questions. So, I knew at that point that I hit the jackpot.
I have been a leadership member in the Asian Employee Network since its inception.
That network does the best job at communicating with the organization, creating events for the organization. She's interviewed authors, fireside chat type activities. From that perspective, that's probably where she has the biggest impact.
I do very much believe diverse teams perform better. The economy is getting more globalized. Interactions between people are more globalized. We have to have the perspective of the world. If you're not getting your team member's name right, it doesn't help you get the message across. That's oftentimes because nobody really sit down to say, here are some tips of how to pronounce names. I champion a program called Help You Pronounce My Name. A group of passionate volunteers from our own company, asked them to share the meaning of their names, general pronunciation tips, and organized a 1-hour lunch and learn session of how to pronounce Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean names.
She really has brought the global team together. Her ability to connect with people has really helped her to succeed in the role that she's in now.
I believe in the impact of paying forward. I share very honestly the type of obstacles that I overcome over the years, how to be viewed as a professional when your first language is not English, and how to make your voice heard when you're working in a male-dominated industry. The reason I get to be here the way I am today is because lots of people have helped me along the way, so I want to be able to do that whenever I have the chance.
She deserves this award just based on the sheer amount of impact that she's had on the organization and the people around her. Coming to the U.S. as a young person with no family here and making the way for herself and still giving so much of herself to other people, she helps me to try to be more like her.
I am very surprised and honored the fact that I'm a finalist in the Young Athena Award, and also just very proud that I am the face of representing the many PPG women that are doing it today and every day, trying to bring their best self to work, trying to support the causes of the community and the women that they work with. And what I want to make sure that I still continue to carry on the work that I do and make sure that I am worthy of the recognition and don't just stop here.
I don't have a lot of time, and it's hard because I really like to talk. Hello, everyone. Accepting the Young Professional Athena Award is no small task. In fact, last year I was so blindsided by this award that I prepared my speech the morning of. Clearly, I didn't think I had a chance of winning, right? That's because, well, in my earlier days, I spent a lot of time in survival mode, and when you're in survival mode, trying to think about your purpose is not in sight, right? And then on the flip side, when you are walking in your purpose, it's hard to think about winning or receiving an award. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Last year, my message was, it's what you do with your success that makes you successful. Success is a goal. Successful is a standard. But no one becomes successful alone. In short, we work hard, we're passionate, we make some choices. You deserve it. I mean, we didn't get here by wishing, right? But check this out. I get to work with some extremely brilliant people from all over the world. Black, white, Asian, African, Indian, adults, kids, entrepreneurs, executives, and everything in between, right? And whether I realize it or not, I gain something from each one of them. Diversity of people, diversity of thought, diversity of experiences. It shapes my perspectives. The impact of people expands my journey to being successful. You see, it's not true that you're the only person who can change your life. It's also not true that you can't be what you can't see. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. Sometimes it takes for someone else to see it in you before you see it in yourself. And so receiving this award, because I'm the person standing behind the awardee, right, meant that I achieved success. But what I did with it is what made it worth winning. Not only did I recognize my impact, I applied that pressure knowingly, intentionally. It allowed me to reflect, hold myself accountable for the role that I play and the influence that I give to the world. It was never about gaining or winning. It was always about giving. That's where the rubber meets the road. So this year, my message to the person on the receiving end of this award is not only to accept it, but you have a responsibility to walk in your purpose and spend every day of your life doing it. If you can think it, you can do it. And 2, assume the position. As the keeper of this goddess award, this standard, you belong here. You are worthy, and you do have the power to reign. Congratulations to the Young Professional Athena Award winner. And here's the thing, y'all. I just watched this video, and people pronounce my name wrong all the time. I literally text Allison and was like, Allison, pronunciation, like, help me. After what she just said, I don't want to get this wrong. Congratulations, Yachi. Whoa.
So, just to clear up any confusion, I'm not young, I'm not female, and I'm not Yachi Wo. However, as well as being one of her PPG colleagues, I'm lucky enough to be her husband. Yachi's in the middle of a extended business trip to China at the moment, so can't be here. So I'm accepting this award on her behalf. But not to fear, I've been receiving some very intensive remote coaching on exactly what I should say if she happens to win. So first of all, thank you to the Pittsburgh Technology Council, the Athena Award Committee, for the recognition, but also for the fantastic platform they provide for female professionals in the Pittsburgh area. And congratulations to the other finalists, all inspiring leaders who are doing so much to make the world a better place. Thank you to Amy Keller for the nomination, but also for being a trailblazer and building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive PPG. Rachel Shento for the work on the application, which was excellent. Stacey Toothman for being the best manager in the world and fighting for every right and opportunity that she thinks Yachi should have. Thanks to Denise Liu for trusting Yachi's ability to transfer to marketing and for trusting her to be the lead community pillar for the PPG Asian Employee Network. Thanks to Christine Trebilcock, Mandy Penrod, Maria Wang, Sharon Feng, Suryan Lee, Elise Matialak, Chao Wang, and Lorraine Su for being mentors and role models to Yachi over the last 6 years. Thank you for Patrick O'Neill for putting Yachi in a position where she could grow into the strong leader she is today. And then finally, thanks to Frank Gemiola, who spent so much time helping her to transition into marketing. And she sends apologies for the amount of weight he must have lost over the last few months. Her meetings with him always seem to go over into his lunch hour, so he hardly gets to eat. But he's never refused to give his time. Anybody who knows Yachi will quickly realize two things about her. She hates seeing injustice, inequity, or bullying. And the second thing is, if she sees something in this area that's not being addressed, regardless of how busy she is, she'll take it on herself to put a solution in place. And she won't stop until that's achieved. She's put herself in harm's way in the past to do this. She's been told to focus on her education or to limit herself to the job she's being paid to do. Of course, she carefully ignored all this advice, which didn't always go down too well. But I know she feels so lucky now to be working in an organization and an environment where acting as a DE&I change agent is genuinely encouraged, supported, and even rewarded. She'd be so happy to be here today to see so many other people on that same path. And as a husband, I couldn't be more proud than be standing here accepting the award on her behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. So congratulations to Yachi Wo, our 2023 Athena Young Professional Goddess. And today we are celebrating what she called in her video, achieving the impossible dream. Whether that for her was coming to America, excelling in her career, and lifting up those around her to do the same. Yachi shows us, in the words of Walt Disney, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. So now for a little breather, and I really hope this came up in your lunchtime discussions when some of our new folks said, why do you keep coming back year after year? Because this next video is one of my reasons. The Athena Host Committee came up with a list of on-the-spot, funny questions, and our finalists provided some amazing, candid answers. So I invite you to sit back and relax and get to know the other, more personal side of our 2023 finalists.
Worst fashion choice that I ever made, I was delivering mail, and the creases in my slacks looked like you could slice bread with them.
Men's pants for my formidable years.
I sent a picture in. I don't remember what grade it was in, but it was in elementary school, and my kids make fun of it every time they see it. It was such a fail.
A tie-dye top paired with a pair of pink jeans, and it was just utterly embarrassing.
I would have to say like the wings, you know, like the 80s hairstyle where you took the entire can of hairspray and you blew your hair out.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the red cowboy boots that I wore probably from the age of 3 to 7 and never let up on, even when they stopped fitting me.
Pulling them off.
Anything Whitney Houston or Christina Aguilera. Oh yeah.
It would definitely be some Jimmy Buffett song.
I like Michael Jackson, that type of loud character.
I don't really have karaoke, but I always find it funny when people do tequila, because that's only like 2 words.
Tequila.
Everywhere we always go, they're singing Living on a Prayer.
In my house, we do this thing called kitchen karaoke, where we sing in the kitchen, but you sing along to the songs, so you're not actually just singing by yourself with all the words yourself. And so I will do kitchen karaoke every day of the week ahead of regular karaoke. I'm a terrible singer.
New Edition, that's very easy. I had it painted everywhere in my room.
My teenage celebrity crush was Zac Efron. In 5th grade, I went to school with a Troy Bolton t-shirt, Troy Bolton backpack, High School Musical, everything.
Probably like Rob Lowe, like that whole group that he was part of.
Probably David Cassidy. I love the Partridge Family. And maybe that would be my karaoke song, I Think I Love You.
Why am I trying not to date myself, right? I guess probably Bobby Sherman.
I started dating my husband when I was 16 years old, and we're married to this day. So he's a jazz musician, and so perhaps he was my celebrity crush even back then.
I don't want to say the sports, but it's kind of the sports. It's a great place to start to feel how we roll in Pittsburgh.
You can't go wrong with Mount Washington. My in-laws were just here, and I was like, we gotta go to Mount Washington. They're like, you've taken us there like 6 times.
We often do Mount Washington. That's where I got engaged, by the way.
When friends come to Pittsburgh, I always take them to Dish, my favorite restaurant, my neighborhood bar. I was there last night.
I can't tell you how many times I have thought, like, if I could just fly there, I would be there so much faster.
Probably able to fly. Yeah, there's nothing worse than sitting in traffic for me, so.
I will fly because I want to go back to my family as often as I can with the quickest turnaround time, because right now going to China takes me 24-hour door-to-door. That's on a good day. I'll put my daughter on my shoulder.
Probably being invisible, because I love to observe and to watch and to learn from what I see.
I would pick flying. I don't think that I would use the invisibility for good reasons.
I'm a mom, so I would love to be invisible these days.
I want to be invisible because I want to hear what the kids are saying about me.
Law and Order? Any of them.
Right now, Suits, but Grey's Anatomy.
It's so boring, but I will binge watch like House Hunters on HGTV.
Parks and Recreation, which is extra funny because she gets an Athena Award, and so.
This is like literally, I'm not even lying here. I've watched Friends, the show Friends, as part of my English learning process. I have watched like 10,000 times.
As I was watching those videos, and it's the first time that I got to see that video, I get to see them as you see them, and I was thinking to myself, why do I enjoy them so much? And I was watching you watch them and thinking, why do you enjoy them so much? And here's what I came up with. How beautiful it is to see the authentic and vulnerable and real people behind the powerhouses. You know, so often at these award ceremonies, we see the slick and the suits and the faces and the hair that we have blown out and all the things, and we forget that we are all real people too. And just like we did for the Young Professional Award, our next sponsor, UPMC Health Plan, will take the stage momentarily, and before she does, a gentle reminder, because you did so well this last time around, to please hold your applause until the very end of the finalist reel. And because this award, the big mama of Awards, as all the Athena committee members refer to it as. I fully expect that this room is going to go crazy at the end for all 5 of our Powerhouse 2023 finalists. So I'm going to do my job and keep things moving forward by inviting Mary Beth Jenkins from UPMC Health Plan to the stage.
Hello. So thank you, Christy. UPMC Health Plan is honored to return as a presenting sponsor for the Athena Awards program of Greater Pittsburgh. I am proud to be in such great company of so many remarkable women. I am also proud of Pittsburgh, which we all know as the Steel City. I believe that today, this name fits largely because of the strength of the women in this room, including this year's finalist. Pittsburgh is also a tight-knit city, something else that we take pride in knowing. We go to bat for one another. We have each other's backs. This is especially true for organizations that build bridges to opportunity and advancement for women. And UPMC Health Plan has done this and will continue to do so. I am pleased to be a part of UPMC Health Plan's leadership team, over half of whom are women. We commit our time and our talent to help other women secure a seat at the head of the table where they can transform their ideas into innovation. The Athena Award plays a key role to support women to make sure they have a seat at the table. This year's finalists speak to the passion and pioneering spirit of the Athena Awards and celebrate the difference women can make in their communities, their professions, and other women's lives. In my heart, I know this year's nominees and finalists will continue their journeys and become leaders in our region even further. It is my hope that they pay it forward to the next generation of girls and women who want to reach the same career height and create a gender-balanced workplace where all colleagues empower each other. Hard work and determination matter when it comes to the goal, but recognition makes a difference. It is indeed critical to progress because it gives women the support that they need to have their achievements acknowledged. UPMC Health Plan is proud to recognize and applaud this year's inspiring finalists, who I think Christy called the big mamas of the award. Now, without further ado, let us take some time to learn more about the amazing women in the Athena Award category.
I recognize that everything that I do to advance myself professionally, the young eyes are watching. And so it is great to be able to lead by example for my family and for my children and show them the importance of giving back to those in our community who are less fortunate and those who may need a voice. I was born and raised in the Johnstown, Pennsylvania area and have come back to the Pennsylvania region. My family is the root of my existence. I've been married to my high school sweetheart, and we have 2 wonderful children, and they are the reason for my entire being.
If you asked me to identify somebody who I would want as a role model for my daughter, that is, Victoria's name comes immediately to mind. It is, the grace with which she constantly carries herself. It is the way in which she approaches situations. It really goes to how she does exhibit her values.
I have always wanted to practice in the field of law because I have loved the opportunity to use my voice. I have been a classically trained opera singer, and that is one of my avocations in life. But as I went through my training, I wanted to use my voice even in a more powerful way. I am a civil litigation shareholder at Buchanan, Ingersoll & Rooney, based here in Pittsburgh, where I have been practicing law for the last 15 years.
Victoria is somebody who always acts with the utmost integrity. She cares very deeply about others, and I almost think it's ingrained in terms of who she is, because I see her do it in the office and in the community in such a natural way that it's just second nature to her.
Sometimes when you don't believe in yourself, you need somebody else just to say that you can do it, to plant the seed, to allow that dream to grow into a reality. Those are the kind of foundational elements that have gotten me involved in my community and giving back. I had the opportunity to invest in a number of community initiatives, such as the Faith Tech Computer Literacy Program. That was back in the day helping to bridge the digital divide when not everybody had access to the internet. And as I began mentoring women in that capacity, that became my platform that I undertook when I became Miss Pittsburgh and ultimately Miss Pennsylvania, taking that platform forward to the Miss America organization. And that organization is one that really reshaped my life and my devotion to giving back to women.
I think that Victoria's passion for helping women comes from a long tradition of her doing that, whether it be through the Miss Pennsylvania experience that she had to now taking on work with the Girl Scouts, where she serves on the board.
It has been a wonderful organization to give back to in the sense that I grew up in Western Pennsylvania as a Girl Scout. And now to see that come full circle, that's a really special gift.
Whether or not it's in the Pittsburgh community, in the Pittsburgh office, or more broadly, I really just see her as a beacon where a number of people know that they can call upon her in all different ways. Victoria is a very unique person. I just don't see that many people spending that much time involved in so much community service and boards and really forming those relationships with women and developing them.
I was incredibly humbled and honored to be named an Athena finalist because of what it represents, bringing together the best of professional achievement, community service, and the mentorship of other women have always been cornerstones of my goals in my professional career. And to be recognized for that among some of the region's best is a true honor.
I think I've been really lucky because, my passions to support women, that's my day job. It's who I am, right? I attended this one Athena lunch, and there was a keynote speaker at that particular luncheon. She talked about the leadership qualities and the work that women were doing, and I remember walking away from that thinking, well, what the heck am I doing? Just a seed, I think, that it planted, because it probably was a week later that my client, the bank, mentioned to me that they were standing up this women's business development program. Suddenly, I felt myself inquiring about what is this program you're going to set up, and maybe I'd be good at that. Just a few months later, in 2006, I joined the bank, and I've been there ever since, growing this movement at PNC to support women financial decision makers.
From the moment that I met Beth, she was deeply engaged and passionate about her work, uplifting, inspiring, and empowering women to achieve their personal and professional financial goals.
I think Beth is driven by understanding deep inequities in how women have been supported financially. She is a structural thinker from a corporate and professional standpoint. She has been driven by understanding the power of women as female financial decision makers, as the incubators of business ideas and growth. She's very much focused on accelerating small business into mid and large size business through structures that she's created at PNC.
Women make financial decisions for themselves, for their families, for businesses that they run, for organizations that they're involved in. But study after study has shown that women think that financial services organizations just don't get them. And we really wanted to turn that around at PNC. So we began this program to inform employees about the financial challenges and the financial opportunities that women have. And that led to this designation, the PNC Certified Women's Business Advocate. And it's really had a ripple effect to introduce women to roles that were previously male-dominated.
There are nearly 5,000 employees who are involved in that program, and she nearly single-handedly created the curriculum, the communication, the ongoing management. She has been instrumental in creating a program that supports training and understanding that women, via research, are known to make financial decisions differently.
What Beth does beautifully is help us realize that our work is not done. She inspired a body of work called Project 257, which is all about the number of years that it will take current course and speed to close the economic gender gap.
We really doubled down with Project 257. It's about the fact that women tend not to invest at the same rate as men. They tend not to generate income outside of their jobs at the same rate as men. And it's one of the reasons why, for instance, I got really involved. I was really excited to be a founding member of the Next Act Fund here in Pittsburgh, a group of mostly women investing in mostly women-owned companies, mostly in the region, at least that was our goal. But it was really a fantastic opportunity for me personally to invest in women in our region and support some of the amazing companies that they're growing here.
No one is more deserving to be an Athena finalist than Beth. It's her decades of work. It is her lifelong commitment to uplifting, empowering, and inspiring others, serving as a mentor, serving as a friend, serving as a colleague.
Beth has tirelessly committed her professional and personal life to the advancement and equality of all facets of women and girls. She has been living and breathing this for her entire career.
I think that I've probably been to, every single Athena lunch. It's an honor, and it's very humbling to be sitting here as a finalist. And, maybe a dream come true when I think back to all of those years of just sitting in the audience and being in awe of the women who were the finalists and the recipients, that I could be recognized for doing that same kind of work is amazing.
When we think of mentoring or supporting women, people think of it in such a formal way, and it's really just being someone's person, right? Like someone's trusted confidant, someone who you can be honest with, or who will be honest with you, and someone who can hold you accountable, and I've had a lot of those people. My husband and I like to call us the modern day Brady Bunch. So I have 4 kids, he has 2, so together we have 6, which it makes everybody afraid, but most of them are all out of the house, thank goodness.
Christine is very passionate. She has a great sense of humor. She is very much a powerful leader and mentor.
A friend of mine, Victoria, we like to laugh and say, we learned all our professional skills from being a single mom. We're the best project managers, best planners, best organizers, because you don't have a choice. Single motherhood trained us for the business, for the real world, right? And if I didn't have the women that were around me and the friends, I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you today.
Christine is definitely living her life as an example of what is possible and an example of fall down 7 times, get back up 8.
I'm currently a senior research scientist at the University of Pittsburgh in the School of Public Health in the Department of Health Policy and Management. I've been at Pitt for over 20 years, cumulatively if you put all the years together. My focus is on disparities research, maternal and child health, opioid use disorder, pretty much anything that looks at disparities around health and health policy.
She is really passionate about being the mentor that women and Black women need as doctoral students and pursuing their doctoral degrees. And she has shared with me several times something that her grandmother told her very early on, and that is that people can take your clothes, they can take your house, they can take the shirt off your back, they may even be able to take your freedom, but they can never take your education. And I know that that is in large part why she is committed to the work that she does professionally, because she wants to remind everyone else of that truth. And because that truth has literally transformed her life and propelled her forward.
During the pandemic, I was trying to figure out, like, how can I help someone even remotely? And I went on to one nonprofit talent and kind of like looked for some volunteer opportunities, and I found it and applied to it.
When She Thrives is an organization purposed to support single mothers to move their families from poverty to prosperity. We make sure that programmatically we are enriching the lives of both mom and children. She's our board chair, and she has consistently challenged and encouraged and supported me as a leader, which of course has a trickle-down effect.
The mission of the organization really just stood out to me. I remember having to get up at 4 a.m, get across town to the babysitter, hoping that your car will start today, that the bus is on time, that everything lines up perfectly so you can get to work, go to class, make it back, all without, any hiccups. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because it's like, where was this organization when, I was a single mom?
Anything that Christina's a part of, she's going to make an impact. Any room that she walks into is going to shift. Any conversation that she's engaged in, you're going to walk away differently. I think a lot of the reason why Christine does what she does is because she wants to be the person that she needed. And I think her mentorship is really intention and purpose to support people in never feeling like a failure, never feeling like they need to give up, or never feeling like they're alone.
I've been following the ATHENA Awards forever. For me, it's just like a full circle moment, because I never thought I would be here. I'm honored because I know the people who helped me get here. I know how much work it was to get me from there to here. I'm really appreciative to all of them and everything that they gave to me and continue to give to me today.
I continue to learn so much from the individuals I hope I'm helping to mentor. That keeps me challenged, that keeps me focused, and that keeps me grateful to them that I have so much to learn. And so it's really a bit of a two-way street. I think it really does go back to my childhood. I know that might sound hokey, but my mother was the greatest role model anyone could have. Perhaps most importantly, support in whatever I wanted to do and encouragement. I was fortunate enough in my college career to be coming into athletics about a decade into Title IX. And so that was an automatic way of even more interest in helping women, helping girls, being part of a team, really bringing each other along. I think that women in sports, especially at that time, girls were not typically raised to be competitive, and sports is a way to be competitive in a healthy way. You learn confidence in yourself. You also learn how to be part of a team, which is really, really critical. And I would say, especially in my career, those attributes, as well as Being a good leader is you are a coach. You want to see everyone work together, and your job is to bring out the best in each of them to contribute to the overall team.
Rana's passionate about mentoring and developing women as leaders. She recognizes the value of bringing people up and that we as women have to support each other as leaders. I think Rana truly embodies that spirit, and it's because she herself has benefited from it with great mentors.
Their mentoring and their example, I think, has inspired me to hopefully try to emulate some of what they provided to me to others coming after me.
Rana is, as I've told many people, the gift that keeps on giving. She is such a phenomenal executive vice president who really straddles our day-to-day chief operating as well as the financial side of our business.
Personally, I'm a firm believer in diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion. And at the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust, we've made that part of our DNA. The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is the 4th largest performing arts center in the country, which we're very proud of. But we're part of an organization called the Performing Arts Center Consortium with about 35 others around the country. And for the last 2 years, we've developed a fellowship program for BIPOC women especially to have C-suite positions, and how do we bring them along that continuum. And I've been very fortunate. The Trust has hosted 2 fellows in these 2 inaugural years, and I think that's where I can really make a difference, having been in this business for as long as I have, and to see and hope that we're developing leadership of tomorrow for these extremely important institutions.
I knew Rana was a special person, I'd say within the first 3 days of being on this job. And she really, truly believes in and embodies the mission of what we do. One of the areas that Rana is making the biggest impact on for not only the Cultural Trust, but also in the community, is really building this infrastructure around shared services amongst the arts organizations.
In the late 1990s, the organizations in the Cultural District, we started there, came together to do things like buying our office supplies together. Very non-sexy, but to be able to invest those precious resources that the public entrusts us with. Today, about $5 million of activity flows through this shared services initiative. And we use that same model to put together a consortium. It's the largest in the world of the Tessitura software. It's a ticketing, fundraising, and marketing customer relationship platform. It saves money. It provides tools that many of these organizations could not afford on their own. And it also is convenient for the patron.
Rana often will visit with arts organizations or community leaders just to say, talk to me about what you need. She really cares about our resident partners, about the arts organizations that are within the district, and about the city, and that's a really special thing.
The fact in Pittsburgh we already have these collaborative models and we talk to each other. We haven't figured it all out, but we're light years ahead of a lot of cities, and I cannot say enough. It's really due to the colleagues from all of these organizations. So we are very proud of this initiative in the city of Pittsburgh.
There is no one more deserving of this recognition for the Athena Award than Rana. She is the quiet person behind the scenes who is always there for everybody, whether it be from a mentor leadership perspective, from a business infrastructure. She is the spine to the Cultural Trust, and I really mean that. She is the rock, and she so deserves this recognition, and for us to celebrate her instead of what she's always doing, which is celebrating and uplifting others.
I am beyond humbled to be a finalist for the Athena Award. When my colleagues came to me and asked if it'd be okay to nominate me, I'm not one to be out front, but I recognized it was really about the organization. It was really about the organizations I've been involved with over the years. I look back over the prior years and some of the winners, many of whom I'm blessed to know, finalists. It's quite a stellar company to be in. I had so many mentors along the way, and we stand on the shoulders of those who come before us. And I would only hope that perhaps my story might inspire others.
I think we're lucky to live in a city that has, so many great initiatives and great organizations really looking to bring equality to the forefront, to have a diverse environment in which we all, live, work, and play. I think those things matter. So I feel grateful to live in a city that offers that, and Athena's part of that. In my day job, I lead a global team that does client service and implementations. In my personal life, I'm the mother of 4 children, a wife, a member of our community. I have 3 kids in college this year, and then I have a senior in high school, so next year will be our empty nest year.
Jen and I first met when we were at a networking event for work, and we immediately clicked. She's a badass. I probably can't say that kind of. Authentic is a good word for her, and she shoots it straight. Her day-to-day job, she's an executive leader, so she has a team across the world, and you'd never know it from the way that she just interacts with people and talks to you.
As part of my tenure in technology, I was approached by a female leader to help stand up an employee resource group to support women in technology, and specific focus on attracting, retaining, and developing women in technology. We began to lay the foundation for what was Women in Technology at BNY Mellon. So that organization is having its 10-year anniversary this year.
She dedicates herself to work and giving back to the community and giving back to women. Every single second of her life, she thinks about it, and it comes natural to her, and it's easy.
We're looking back at some of the things we've accomplished. We've moved the needle. So there's true results there around more women at BNY Mellon in the technology fields, more senior leaders, which was a big focus as well. And then, of course, there's a people of color component to it where, it's not just about women. It's also about, women of color that also deserve a seat at the table. At BNY Mellon, we have a Women's Initiative Network, also known as WIN. One of the programs that has been going on about 12 years is called the Pittsburgh Leadership Conference. That event is something I'm super proud of. I personally have chaired it a couple of times. I've supported it. I've gone to bat for it.
Jen makes a huge impact for WIN at BNY Mellon. She is the executive co-chair for the Pittsburgh campus, so the whole campus. And so she leads over 1,000 women. A few men are peppered in there, but mostly women across the entire Pittsburgh campus for BNY Mellon.
I really love that program because it's gotten some traction in Pittsburgh. We're looking at growing that across our company more globally. So that's one that I think is impactful. It's making a difference. It's a large organization, lots of members, lots of activities, and an opportunity to really be an impact player.
I feel like I'm the only person that she mentors, but I'm not. I know she has many, many mentees, but she just makes you feel that way. And it's not that she feels like she has to do it, it's just who she is. If someone told her tomorrow that she had to stop, she would laugh and she would say, no.
I think I'm so committed to developing and mentoring women because I think that was a void that I had. I was, in the early days, often the youngest and the only woman in the room. And it was really, really hard. I was talked over, my ideas were snatched by other people. I heard women speaking about advocating for each other and speaking up, and it triggered aha moments for me. Like, I wanted to be able to do that for other people.
I believe that Jen is deserving of this recognition with my whole heart. She is the definition of Athena. I've seen Jen work as an executive leader, an executive managing director, and then the week after that, she has jeans and a sweatshirt on and she's planting trees. She can do both. She can really dig in the trenches with teams, as well as talk strategy and economics and world change with banking, so she just really is the whole package.
To become a finalist, I'm not sure I can have this conversation without crying. It really means a lot to me because I think I have sat in that room and I have listened to these stories of these impactful women, and I have aspired to be like them. And it motivates me and it energizes me and it pushes me to continue to show up and to continue raising my hand to do the work that needs to be done to advocate for women.
Wow, what an honor it is to be here today. The 2022 award recipient, Luz Blanton, unfortunately could not be here with us today to present this award. It is my honor and privilege to present it to a woman who exemplifies the meaning of Athena. And on behalf of Athena International, please join me in congratulating the 2023 Athena Award recipient, Beth Marcello.
I maybe need a minute. So many thoughts. First of all, I have a lot of friends in the room. It's because I've been here so long. As you heard, I've been to almost every Athena lunch. I've asked a couple people, how long has Athena been going on? And no one can really remember, but I remember coming in the 80s when I had two fantastic women role models in my first professional job. So I've been coming a long time. Another thought that's going through my mind is I really wish I had had the brainstorm to be on an extended trip to China so that John could deliver remarks on my behalf. He'd do probably a much better job. So I just thank you to everyone. Normally I wing these things, but they ask you to come prepared, and I'm not usually a rule follower, but I did write down a few things because I didn't want to mess this up. As you heard, Athena really did change my life in many ways because I was sitting somewhere back over there in 2005 when I heard that really inspiring speaker. I'm gonna have to put on my glasses. So literally I am standing here because of Athena. And then in addition to Athena altering my career path, it also tended to become my avocation because I got involved in the Athena House Committee. I ultimately had the privilege of serving as vice chair with Maris Bondi and then serving with Beth Bershock, who was my vice chair whenever I was chair. So 4 years of leadership at Athena, and that was more than a decade ago. But I've really looked up to and appreciated, as you heard in almost all of these videos, how important it is to have role models and to be able to look up to people. So because of my involvement in Athena, I also know how torturous and excruciating it is to sit on the selection committee and to choose just 5 finalists from dozens of fantastic nominees. And so I really just want us all to recognize again, Rana, Victoria, Christine, Jennifer, Christine, Miranda, and Yaki. and thank them for the work that they do in our region. I also really want to thank the Pittsburgh Technology Council. For many years, it was the Allegheny Conference and the Chamber that hosted the Athena Award, and the Pittsburgh Technology Council was so eager and gracious to pick it up at that point, and so I'm really grateful to the Tech Council for carrying on the work. And I also really want to thank the selection committee. I have no idea who you were. It was really interesting to see the host committee members on the screen, because it's awesome to not actually know everyone. It used to be at a time like, right, you just knew everyone, and now there's so many people carrying on the work, and that's fantastic. But having been on that selection committee, I suspect that there was a lot of discussion around, but isn't that really her job anyway? Doesn't she get paid to have that impact and to support women? So I'm really grateful for the recognition. I don't believe you can do this work without having drive and passion to do it. And I'm so grateful to PNC for giving me that platform to have an impact. But I will say, for all the other entrepreneurs in the room, I'll acknowledge that I was never really a great fit for the corporate culture. As I said, I'm not always a role follower, as my colleagues and my manager who's here would acknowledge. Because over the years, I've had some of the same challenges at work that entrepreneurs face. I struggled with funding. I pitched a lot of ideas that don't see the light of day. I endured some setbacks. But what kept me going really was the feedback from women in the community, feedback from you, who really felt heard and supported by our PNC certified women's business advocates. I was energized by the thousands of women at PNC, some of them who are here with me today. They tell me how proud they are to work for a company that allows them to support other women in their work. And I was motivated by my colleagues and friends who believe in the value and the importance of this work, including Caitlin, who was very persistent in nominating me, Carrie, Kristen, Kelly, Amy. Thank you so much for that. And then I was cheered on by John and my family and my friends who are here, who also sympathized with me when I needed to vent, as well as supporting me. And I wish the same amazing support system for all of you. And I hope that something you've experienced today in the talk at your table or in the videos that you've heard will inspire and motivate you, as it motivated me all those years ago, to do something more than you're doing today to support women in our region. So thank you.
And I would be remiss if I did not bring it home by saying I am one of probably hundreds of women impacted and uplifted by Beth Marcello. "17 years ago, I was the head of HR in the construction industry, where I was the first female manager and the first woman on the executive team. And I had created a cohort of working moms out of sheer desperation to connect with my peers. Beth saw potential in me and advocated for me. Now, we have talked a lot today about the concept of mentorship, and boy, is that important, and so is advocacy. Beth saw potential in me, pipelined me, gave me my first not-for-profit board opportunity at Strong Women, Strong Girls, advocated for me to then ultimately serve on the national board, and also believed in my peer mentoring model and gave me the opportunity to partner with Strong Women, Strong Girls and take what we were doing in Pittsburgh in my spare time outside to Boston and Miami. And so today, now, 10 years later, not only am I on multiple boards, but I also have the privilege of sitting on a for-profit board with Eaton Park Hospitality Group. And more than 10,000 leaders have gone through the group coaching programs for the company that I started because, as Alita said, Beth believed in me, and I found that I could believe in myself. And so in case you are sitting there right now thinking, well, I'm not at that level yet, allow me to reassure you that, in fact, you are, regardless of your age and your industry and your title. Because here's what we know about women's leadership, my friend, and the research all shows this, that a woman's trajectory in corporate America is not unlike navigating a labyrinth. Now, not to say that a career path for a man is a straight line from point A to point B, because there are lots of men in this room who would assure you that is not the case. But what we do know is that there are barriers and obstacles that we as women face that men simply don't. And there are additional barriers and obstacles and microaggressions and systemic racism that women of color face that women who look like me don't. And no one successfully navigates a labyrinth alone. We all have an opportunity to help someone navigate through her labyrinth, whether that is in giving or whether that is in giving ourselves permission to receive help. As another Athena goddess once said on this stage, MJ Tassi, we all have a responsibility for every door that we walk through, that we grab 10 women by the hand and then we prop that door open for 10,000 more. And quite frankly, that is why men matter so much in this conversation, not just in this conversation, but all DEI&J conversations. We are so glad that you are here. We see you advocating in your companies. We see you advocating in this room. Know that you matter. To advocate is a verb, not a noun. My friends, it is a doing. And it's also why white women matter. We too have an opportunity to recognize the privilege that we have and leverage it. So it's about time to send you out to network with one another. And one story as I do, because I had the opportunity to run into someone out in the hall earlier, someone I had not seen since the COVID times. And she said to me, oh my gosh, how are you? And I said, do you want the real answer or the networking answer? And she said, well, come on, you know I want because you know, we all know the real answer. So, how are you? I'm great, how are you? And I said, here's the truth. I feel like I've been in a heck of a mess lately. You know, we've all heard the analogy of the caterpillar and the butterfly, and often we think of it like we often think about gender, quite frankly, as a binary. There is the caterpillar, and then it becomes the butterfly. But what we forget is the middle. If you were to open the chrysalis mid-transformation, my friends, you know what you would find? You would find a pile of goo. Because the middle is messy. And so I said to her, I feel like I am inside the chrysalis, formed, and just about ready to come out. I'm not where I was, not where I'm going to be, but I'm on my way. And I promise you, even our finalists, as exceptional and inspiring as they are not done evolving yet either. Because as we know, it is our humanness that is around embracing evolution. So no matter where you are in that cycle today, my friends, remember that you don't need to go through it alone. It is about honoring not only the result of the transformation, but honoring the messy, uncomfortable middle as we all together navigate the labyrinth in our lives. And the first step in that journey is understanding where we are right now, what we're up against this year, personally and professionally, and being willing to step into the new arena of new beginnings. My friends, it is okay to be afraid of what comes next, as long as we leap anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's saying it anyway, doing it anyway. Because when we do, we realize that fear is a liar. And fear is what keeps us back from making bold moves in our lives. And here's a secret I'll share. We can be both brave and afraid at exactly the same time. I thank you for joining us for our 2023 Athena Awards, and I will see you in 2024. Enjoy your time, my friends.